Dr. Owusu Ochoa is Dr. O for the 804 as the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia. I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O_ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. We are live in Newport News for Warwick High School. I'm making my rounds, man. I told y'all we was coming down to 757. We don't duck no smoke over here. What else, fellas? What's happening, man?
What's going on with you, man?
Man, look, man, I'm a little tired, a little jet lag, took a little vacation before I came down here, man.
Lucky you. Lucky you.
Look, I work 7 days a week, so I had to get a couple days in, But yeah, we just trying to enjoy, catch up, man. It's the time of season where I get busy. And look, me and Sykes been trying to put this thing together for, how long, Sykes?
This last year? Man, it's been some months for sure. For sure, like, we planned it already, but, like I said, it's been a year, but we tried to get in detail probably like 5 or 6 months ago. Still ain't work. So
still ain't work.
Didn't work.
But yeah, so we were trying to do this thing. I'm your guy, host Lee Merritte, 804 extraordinaire. But I come down here showing respect to these guys, man, because Coach Moody, Coach Sykes, man. I mean, when we say we talk, I talk more to Sykes, but when we talk, it's a mutual respect, and I appreciate you guys having me, man, and appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you coming.
Yeah. And we're gonna set some records straight. We're gonna have some talk. And hey, y'all just stay here, man. Don't get up, get your popcorn, whatever y'all get. We gonna have time here. As y'all know, y'all be going at Warwick, and now Warwick gonna have his time. So if y'all got something to say it to me. Okay? Say it to me. Don't go at them. I came down here, and if you don't like it, too fucking bad. So, Coach, introduce the staff, man, and we're gonna go from there.
All right, man. You got a couple of our boys, of course, man. Everybody know the man, the guy, Mr. TTP, man. Y'all know Mr. Moody, man, Coach Moody, my associate head coach, defensive coordinator. We've been together going on 4 years now, making it work. And 2 guys in the back, man. I got my quarterback coach, also the offensive, offensive coordinator. Coach, he's originally was at Warwick prior years ago, and now he's back with us. We're looking forward for him to bring some of that energy from the college level that he's coming back from. Come on back. Got my young boy, I always call him my young boy, man, Coach Jordan White, man. People don't understand.
He cool.
I tell her every time, man, just graduated from HU.
Okay.
Dog. I tell people all the time, we blessed to get him. He's very humble with what he do, because the boy, honestly, this close from getting drafted and going to the lead, and we
wow.
And I mean, he humbles himself. I don't know why, because he
been so cool the whole time.
Look, man, it's people that really want him, man. He be like, man, I'm ready to get into the real world, and I'm like, man, gotta live the dream while you got a chance. We always talk, but since he been here, since we had him, man, been nothing but short of amazing, man. Bringing his energy and the way what type of coach style he had, bringing that to our kids, man. So it's been real good with him, man. So us 4 came in to try to chop it up and wrap it up and get some of this stuff straight for sure.
Oh yeah, we got to do that, man. I said a couple of things, man. First off, for the people who don't know who's following, man, crazy. I got this weird following overseas. He told me one of the countries they got me in. They watch me all the time. I'm like, oh. Well, anyway, Warwick High School, man, it's crazy because we're the home of most notably Michael Vick. played here. And I got to add that, for the fanboys down here, because y'all like that stuff, But this just where we at, and this just what we do, man. So I'm just glad to be here today, and I appreciate y'all having me. But I got to go to Coach White real quick, man. How old are you, man?
I'm 24.
Hey, let me tell you something. He reminded me of the enforcer because he was so cool when I walked in and Joey kind of gave me the look and stuff like that from respect. Them the dudes you watch, man. He the one he the one you argue with you. He the one that's going to come out of nowhere and be like,
my dog.
you ain't see him.
My dog.
Coach White, I'm cool over here. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. But yeah, man. So look, let's get right to it, man. I'm gonna first start. I would say something because we gotta address it. I want to address it. I had to call y'all about that clip the next day about dealing with you, right? Before we get into that. Hey, man. Did I start that?
I mean,
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Did I start that movie?
You open up a sore wound.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Be off guard.
For sure.
Hey,
I mean, man.
I apologize.
No, man. I mean, that game, it was what it was, man. I think, listening to watching the clip and seeing it, and I think the best thing we could say about it, the realest thing I think he said the whole time was have a plan. And that's what he did. He had a plan. Not saying that, we came into the situation feeling like it was going to be, we all got to ride through the same thing, and they had some other things, So I look at it, man. Anything they did, it wasn't wrong.
Right.
Smart.
Right.
Smart. I just wish we'd have kind of did it a different way. We didn't know that, we can change the date. We didn't know we can go to a different venue and do things like that. And we knew that, we would have took that instantly. And I think they took advantage of that. Right. I hear the comments. I heard a comment. He said, they stayed on the field instead of going up to the locker rooms. I coached in the Central District. I coached it for 5 years, so I already know that anybody that played at Dinwiddie, it takes 7 minutes to get up there. 7 to 8 minutes to get up there. As soon as you get up there, every time we went up there, they got somebody come and run and say, hey, it's time for y'all to go back to the field. So we're talking 15, 16, 17 minutes to get back down to the field. We ain't nobody going up there. You got a perfectly good field house right there. And apparently, it's some reason, personal reason why they don't, let nobody go into that field house. But at the end of the day, you could have let us be in that field house. You didn't. You let us sit out there on the field, which everybody else did. So, but we're not falling for that. We know what the rule is with that.
We can fall for the banana tail.
We ain't falling for that.
we gonna come back to that. I just had to get it out of the way because
most definitely was a stretch. It was a stretch. Yeah, it definitely was a stretch.
When I talked to Sykes, Moody, he said, Moody laid back, and you do.
Yeah, that's
you
a
be
sore.
cool. He said, Moody was pissed about that.
Yeah, that's a sore spot, man. But like you said, man, he had a hell of a plan. It really won't nothing we could argue about that. I just think a lot of other comments was a little bit scratchy. If you was there, you watched the game. It really didn't go how the score predicted it, but it's a lot of elements to go to that. And I will say from that day, we learned a lot as a coaching staff outside of game planning for X's and O's. You're talking about like the story we were sharing earlier about Bill D riding up 2 days earlier to check out your field and stuff like that. We young staff at that time, first year together. As far as the nucleus that we currently had on this run, and to think that you had to go check a field out the 2 days before any of that, we really didn't do that. But when we got there, I think everybody was riding on a high fan base. T-Free actually was able to be there in the stands at that time and kind of see what we was dealing with. I think everybody at the school was riding on a high. So we knew we could win, felt like we could win, weren't thinking about nothing but X's and O's and kind of how to manage that situation. And there was a lot of outside things that came into play that you could tell he'd been there with his organization before that we hadn't been. So got a little bit more to scratch, but we're gonna get into more about Ward than Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
sure.
We gonna get back into because I want to hear about this because we need to because I just be straight. Y'all get a lot of flack, man.
Right.
Y'all get a lot of flack, and we talked about it off there, but we just gotta just get it straight. Talk about your program, man. Like, you're first year head coach now, right? So what is your plan? What is your vision? What you gonna do? Because I see you out the gate. You playing some heavyweights, man. So,
man, like you said, man, dodging no smoke with anybody, man. And we look at it, man. Over the last few years, I've been here now, going on 6 years. And when I first got here, this program was still trying to grow for sure. Coming into it, I always felt like Coach Harrison, who was here, I felt like he needed more help.
Okay.
I felt like he needed more people with his vision. When I first walked in, I kind of really felt like it wasn't that all the way. And the records kind of showed with that. But I always knew what he wanted, his plan, his vision, because when I played here as a kid. He was my coach. He was my position coach. So I always knew what his vision was when he got his own program.
Okay.
So when we get it, when I get here, slowly but surely we start, change that program over. But it's a bunch of 6-4 seasons, playoffs, and it's better than what it previous was before then. It's not 6-4. It's under 500. So we're now becoming playoff, contenders. But with me, I'm just being God honest. I felt like we still needed more guys as a staff to fit what we're doing here. And I think we went out looking for some guys who had that type of energy that felt like it's us against the world. And that's how we found Moody and a few other guys is now on the staff that we just felt like, hey, we want to get some coaches that don't care about outside, that don't care about anything, that bring this type of energy that is us against the world. And the moment we done that was a situation where this team took a whole 180. So we've been building off that, and for the last 3 years, it's been a great thing for us, but also been coming with that hate for sure. Yeah,
I don't understand, because you guys don't be on social media. You don't be saying anything. So it's just like, we know who the mouthpiece for y'all is. We already know, but I'm going to take that back. He's not speaking for you. He's just speaking for his love of the program. Let me correct that.
Correct.
So he's not speaking for y'all, saying that you putting it out there. So let me correct that. That was incorrect when saying that. But shout out to Pella, because I'm gonna say it's Pella. But y'all don't say that, and for whatever reason, y'all get like, okay, man, Warwick playing, played Dinwiddie in the regional, the band up on the wall, okay, one of the regionals. Then you come here and you say, okay, well, we're going to try to build this up. Then coaching change. Me and you talk. I don't understand, and I guess for you, maybe you guys understand, why so much Warwick hate, or comes across as you're not as respected. Let me say that. I don't want to say hate, let's say respect. Why they don't respect y'all like that?
You want to go first?
Anybody can answer that question. Anybody.
Man,
in y'all personal opinion, because it's only y'all opinion.
Personally, I think it's a bunch of fans talking.
Okay,
let's set that record straight. Definitely from a Warwick situation, we don't focus on hating on other programs or other coaches, and I don't think all programs hate on us from the coaching aspect. I think we get tied up into the groups, and every school or program got their mouthpiece, right? Because be honest, going even back before Pella, I mean, we started this when Pella kids was in middle school. So I just think coming into the game, no matter what team we played, the energy was going to be us against the world. And when you come in us against the world mentality and not backing for somebody, you kind of rattle the room. And I think our approach to changing the program, changing the mentality of the kids was the only way we're going to get over that hurdle. You got to do something you never done before, or you got to think in a way that you never thought before. You got to attack practice in ways that you never thought before. And once we did that, and our kids started to, like I heard another coach from another school say, drink the Kool-Aid that we was cooking up. I mean, the rest has been history since then. And every year we've continued to learn more as a staff and continue to develop to get to the wins that everybody want us to win, that we should and feel that we should have won. You get what I mean? So I think the hate come in, or fan talk come in from that angle. Everybody, we bring a good energy and aura with the program. So when we going in them big games, it's coming with energy, aura, entertainment, times the wins. It just creates that friction that everybody like to, you know what I mean, have. And I think I told him, I remember first coaches meeting, we came in, we put on the board what we think this team could be. Mm-hmm. And we talking about coming off 6 and 4 years and all of that. And I'm like, man, shit, yeah, 10 and 0. Yeah. And I'm like, it's only one school that ain't lost in the PD since 2016. Everybody should be striving to knock the other team off. Absolutely. And we came in, and from that day forward, we want to go and reach heights that other program is at. So the only way to do that, you gotta go at the big dogs. Yeah. Right. And I think when we came at the big dogs, everybody was kind of like, who are y'all to challenge that? Right. But before, I could be honest, it wasn't a lot of teams challenging the top dog in the PD. It was kind of like 2 through 9 or 10 or whatever, competing with each other, trying to knock each other off, and then you got the other guys just sitting at the top running through things. So I'm like, let's apply pressure. And so when we apply pressure, this came like, oh, it's real, and That's kind of where I think the friction came in. I won't, like I said, respectfully for every program, I won't sit up here and say other coaches hate on us, because everybody in the same process of developing their program. But it's a couple coaches or guys out there that speak on Warwick a lot that people see. But for the masses, man, it was just us coming in. Hey, man, we wanna attack the big dogs, and there's nothing but respect from every program that was a big dog that we wanted to go after. So that's my lens of where this energy came from. And on top of that, it's just, man, no win, lose, or draw, Warwick coming to the show. We coming to the party. You're gonna have to scrap your helmet up, scrap your cleats up, and we're gonna make it do what it do. And that's whether it was from Dinwiddie to now playing the Oscar Smith to now playing. We went scrimmaging Hayfield, whatever it took to get our kids to over that next hurdle. We've always done that, and I'm, and that's just kind of what I've always stood on as a coach, as a player in college. That's just how you got to attack the game. So that's my angle for where some of this energy came from, outside noise or whatever. Yeah, man,
kind of really, piggyback off that, man. I look at it and think that, like you said, we talking about a team that's used to winning. We talking the last time before 2016 was 2011 when they lost. Lost the game, and when you look back and you sit and you're trying to build a culture and change the culture, we always respected everybody's program, always been. But there's a fine line between respect and being scared, or
boxed in,
or feeling like that we are a situation where just because you're winning, I got to automatically bow down to you. I don't have to bow down to you. And I love that shit. And I'm gonna respect you, but understand that when I sit right here and I say that, hey man, we respect you, but we coming, and you say, no, you trash. And then I see it right here back, so I say, no, we ain't trash. Y'all good. We respect what y'all do, but we coming. No, y'all trash. At some point in time, I'm not going to even look at you as if you that person, because you're not even showing me that respect. But at the end of the day, that's what's been happening a lot. A lot of people want us to kind of, bow down to folks instead of challenging folks. And that's been a problem here in Newport News. This me being from here, living here, we got teams in the district right now that their main objective is to beat us. They don't want to challenge the top guy. Mm-hmm. They're doing all these things to join together, to be together, to beat Warwick. And I'm like, there's a team that's undefeated, won state, multiple championships, and you guys should be trying to fight for that. Right. And you don't get that in y'all. Right. They'd rather come. We go after number 2. We okay with that? We'll go after number 2. And what we have done over here, man, it happens so naturally that everybody think that it's forced. Everybody thought that it was, we just got a kid and something. No. This thing started grooming for years, bringing in the coaching staff, bringing in the right pieces, and now it started forming. So it's a lot of people who can't really fabricate that because they never could. We talked about the city of Newport News and then being in it, you know, going back to Michael and Marcus Vick playing and all these things, you know, no one, there's never been a real culture here in Newport News that challenged anybody, that challenged state contending teams, and now you finally got a team that's doing that.
Besides Heritage,
it's unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar to people, and they want it to be common and be something normal that it's been, and we just don't do that. We feel like we men. We feel like we teaching men to be men. I will always tell our kids to respect another person, but we'll never tell anybody to be fearful of anybody.
Right.
That's just not what we do here. And you want our guys to be feared of people. And I tell the coaches all the time, social media all day, you know, them platforms gonna tell our kids they can't beat a team.
Right.
The Instagram gonna tell our kids they can't beat a kid. These podcasts gonna get on there and tell our kids they can't beat a kid. The community gonna tell our kids that they can't beat certain teams. So I give my kids for 3 to 4 hours a day. You want me to act like you? You want me to tell them that they can't beat them too? I'm not.
Right, man. Saying how we built.
I'm raising these guys to be men and dogs. I'm not gonna allow all you guys gonna tell them everything you want to tell them. Okay, y'all gonna try to trick my boys all through the day. So I got 4 hours to change their culture and their mindset, and that's what we've been doing for 3 years. And these people around here hate that.
Man, that was well said, because I was like, I just didn't understand where it's coming from, and I just tried to figure it out. So I'm gonna go straight to the guys in the back. Coach White, you joining the program. What made you decide to join Warwick staff, man, and what attracted you to the program?
Yeah, really, Coach Moody reached out to me.
Okay.
His old homeboy was my coach at Hampton, Coach Balmer, real good guy. So when he definitely put the word in for me, it felt like it was the right thing to do. And I did my research on Ward. You know, I knew Mike Vick went here. I seen how they was the past couple seasons and what their vision was and how they wanted things to go. And that coaches in that interview, we just hit it off.
Right.
I feel like this was the right place for me. You know, they had some guys on the roster that they know it's gonna be some guys this year that they wanted me to work with. So
okay,
you know, I feel like it was really a blessing, really. So I'm just ready to get started. I'm excited.
Man, you're 24 years old, man. I'm sort of feel like, man, you just really get into the game, man. So what's your future? You plan on, like, is your goal to maybe be a head coach one day, or what your future plans?
Hey, man, sure, you just fresh off the HBCU legacy mode. We sitting up here playing around, skipping around. The man was fresh off the HBC legacy. We had
give us your background.
We had an interview, and the man said, "Hey, coach, man, I gotta go to this game." And I'm like, "That's all right. What game you going? You still wanna play football?" Nah, my body beat up. I said, "So what game you going to?" He said, "HBC Legacy Bowl." I said, "Man, you one step from the league. You sure you want to coach here?" Yeah, wow. And he was like, "Man, I'm serious, man. Wow, my body, man, I'm done. So I'm gonna share. I had to share that before you get into your career.
Man. I'm glad he did, bro.
We ain't gonna keep dancing around.
Most time, like, a lot of the youngins, that's the YNs. They'll be like,
you can go watch his tape too.
Bro,
you want to see dog? Go watch his tape. You'll see why he was considered.
And for him to give that up, what did you play in high school? You played here?
No, I played in New Jersey.
You played in New Jersey?
Yeah. So I went to JMU my first 4 years in college. I graduated from there, and then I transferred to Hampton for my last 2 years. Yeah, I've been playing football for the past 17 years. Nicks, injuries, I done had it all.
It takes a toll,
It takes a toll, man. Sure. And I'm satisfied with my career. I done did everything. I done played at all levels. I done been the guy. I done not been the guy.
Okay.
So everything I've learned, I just want to be able to give back now for the kids. You know, like, the league is not for everybody.
Right.
And the league also stands for not for long. So it's true. So I'm sitting here chasing something, but, you know, at the end of the day, what's my goal in life is to be a successful young black man that helps out others. And that's always what my parents raised me to be. So I felt like coaching that's what I'm doing right now. I also just accepted a job as a 7th grade math teacher now. So I'm doing that as well in middle school, you feel me? So I'm doing all of this just to help out young men, because I've seen a lot of young men that I grew up with go down the wrong path, and I don't want that for these young men.
And you're doing that, bro, because it is good. We need that. And a lot of times these type of things don't get talked about in the community when you get guys, especially you know, being from New Jersey, so you can adapt to the environment around here and stuff like, so you kind of fit right in. And these coaches need that. Like you said, it's us against the world. So you fit right in. When I coached Bad when you walked in, I said, I don't know who he is. I said, I don't know if he played or whatever it was, man. But that's a good story because these young men need to hear that. A lot of times, us being older, they kind of tend to look, oh, y'all, this the old head. But so you could come in right away and tell these guys, hey, man, my body beat up. You know, you guys need to have a plan B.
Yeah.
You know, football might not be for you. Some guys, their path may be this way. But you can give that. And I think you'll be an excellent balance between Coach Sykes, Moody, Free. And it's like, okay, we got somebody that's younger here now. Now they tend to take it in more.
Gravitate to him, for sure.
Because they feel like they're closer to his age.
Right.
That's good, man. That's good, some good stuff. T Free. What's up, brother? It's nice meeting you, man. We met at the Tyrod Taylor camp, man. And hey, man, give it to us, man. What's your angle, man? What's your background?
Well,
for those who don't know.
Well, you know, I've been around for a while. I'm considered the OG of the staff now. Actually, this is my third tenure here. I coached here twice before. Like I said, I coached Coach Sykes when he was here. This was your sophomore year?
Sophomore to senior year,
Senior year. So I coached for 3 years here. So I'm a little invested. I've been kind of invested for a while now, and also the run, we went regional, and at the beginning of the game, my son was starting quarterback that year.
Okay.
Rios.
Okay.
Rios, my son. So I've been invested for a while.
Okay.
So, but for the past 5 years, I'm coaching D3 at the apprentice school.
Okay.
Being quarterback coach over there, and you know, and I liked it over there. Everything was cool, but then out the blue, I get a phone call out the blue.
For who?
I get a phone call out the blue, and I'm going like, why Sykes calling me? Like something wrong with Junior? Like he saw Junior somewhere. He trying to, you know what I mean? Like that's the first thing came to my mind, you know. And hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, I want to have a conversation with you." You know, I said, "Well, what's up?" He was like, "You think about coaching, you know, high school again?" You know, and I said, "What's funny you said that because I've been thinking about it." And then kind of been talking to the wife, and you know, talking to the family. You know, this is what I want to do. I want to continue. You know, D3 was great. Travel, you know, get to see the world. Been to Buffalo. I never been to Buffalo before. Been 13 in Buffalo. You know, so you get to see a lot, but you know. Like Coach White, I've been connected to this community for so long.
Yes.
Coach Little League for years.
Yeah.
Quarterback training for decades. I've been so attached to this community. I kind of wanted to be still close to it. So I took Sykes up on this consideration. I said we had a conversation. You know, came in, had a meeting, had an interview after the meeting, and
It fits.
It fits. It fits part of it. It's part of their plan, fits with my plan. It kind of went together. So.
And that's the beautiful thing, man, when you come with a plan. Sykes is very strategic. I've been learning that about him, man, because, you know, he just comes across as a guy that he's just not going to be reactionary to a lot of things. He just, you know, from what I see, if y'all tell me different, but
I get help though. I get help, man.
No, but you always say that when I talk to you, you'll always say, "Hey, Moody," or you'll always identify somebody else when I talk to you. You know, me and you, we talk, we be all talking at work, talking in between calls and stuff like that, man. And it's respect because I see what you're trying to do. So, but I'm gonna tell you what's funny. He didn't even tell me that he was gonna get the job. That was crazy part about like. Coach Harrison retiring, the next thing you know, he didn't even tell me about it. We talk all the time.
Right.
He didn't even tell me. It was just like, you know what I tell him? I said, "Oh man, you know how it is, man. You know, I was just like, but we talk all the time, but he always had a plan about what he wanted to do and what he could do. You know, it got the opportunity, man, and I'm happy for him, man, because just, you know, me and him introducing, it's like we don't talk for like 10 minutes. Like,
right.
We be talking for maybe about an hour or so.
We get it in. We get it in for sure.
And I had to come here because you guys are trying to do something, man, and try to rearrange this narrative. We know who the top dog is, but y'all games, like I said, the last couple of years has just been so competitive. It's like y'all knocking on that door.
Six losses, man, in 3 years, and now people trying to, you know, I seen comments, you know, people trying to penalize us for 6 losses to six teams that was 15-0.
Right.
90-0.
That's 90-0. You do the math, it's 90-0. Every last one to win a state championship. They are the number 1, number 2 team in the state of Virginia. That's who we lost to. And you want us to trick our kids into thinking that we ain't still growing every day, we ain't getting better. And, you know, the crowd, I can say the outsiders do a great job of trying to make everybody think that that's not nothing to hold our head up about.
Right.
Because it haven't been done in this area in a while. There's the appreciation for what we have done over the last few years is not there. And when you think about, like I said, you think about the literally 3 teams. We say 6 losses, but 3 teams is the only teams we've lost to. And all 3 of those teams have won multiple championships back-to-back besides one, which was the Dinwiddie. So losing to the Dinwiddie and Amore and Phoebus, those 3 losses for 3 years, I think we're going through the right path. I can think about other teams who's been in our familiar spot for years now.
Right.
You know, we have teams that, you know, it's funny that once Warwick beat a team, they're not good anymore. I can go back and think about 3 years ago. Churchland had a hell of a team, man. They had the kid B Hill, man. I think one of the best athletes I done seen. I remember going into that game and everybody saying, "Y'all ain't about to beat Churchland. Y'all ain't about to beat him." They got B Hill, who's been averaging 45 points a game, up and down the field on everybody. Amazing team. We beat them. Oh, that team ain't good. Y'all ain't beat nobody. Beat nobody. I see, you know, we see it online. And then the following week, going into the regional championship, people forget that Kings Fort had a hell of a team. They forget that Kings Fort the year before won regional championship.
They lost to Verona.
It was a big game. A hell of a game.
And we forget that, you know, it's teams that's been chasing this same thing for a while now. And that following year, we come from this 6-4 record, and all of a sudden we pop up to play them. Everybody and their mama on every social media telling us that we can't beat that team. We ain't gonna beat that team because that team always won regionals. That team been there before, and they're a good team. We beat that team, and we beat them in a good fashion too. After that, Kings Fort ain't no good team.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't good. Now all of a sudden they ain't good. So it's never gonna matter. You know, and it's going to become a time when we're able and we are going to beat that team that they want us to beat, I guess. And when that happens, they're going to now discredit that team too. Yeah. So, I mean, we already know that's coming. When we do take care of business, you know, instead of saying that team is growing, that program is growing, those coaches growing, the first thing they're going to say is, "Oh, about time. About time." And it's a lot of other schools that ain't doing what we're doing. So. It's
right.
It's crazy to me. We're good at Moody.
Yeah, because we know this going out there. Don't twist what he's saying and acting like we settling for only losing to state championships, because that's gonna be the spin. So let me pick off what that's gonna be the spin. Oh, they up there, same story. They only lost the state that ain't what we saying, because we understand what games we supposed to win. His biggest message is we in a process just like everybody else is in a process. Every coach that's around here that's winning now, if you go do the fact check, they had they bumps and bruises. Every great coach that we're crowning great, and to be honest, I respect what they do for their program. I see how the structure and the leadership is impacting their parents and everything around them. But they also had bumps and bruises throughout the process. So when we're talking about a fourth year of, you know, of a process, trying to grow a program to be a state championship winning program, it takes time to change minds. It takes time to change kids, to make parents believe. All that stuff don't just happen overnight, and trust us, nobody else ain't our biggest critic than us. When we're in that room and we putting them hours in, leaving the school, we chopping each other up about what we could could have done better, what we could learn from other programs and things of that nature, and we respect the game. The message he's selling is we not really about to let no podcaster, no other head coach, no other helper coach, no other program trick us out of what we've been building over the last going on our 4th year, and it's every year. I can promise you we have learned something new every year. See, a lot of people don't even pay attention to the year we went the States semis. The following year, we ain't get the luxury of everybody else. We got moved right up. So as soon as we got our feet under us, we went up to 5 with Big Dog. So that no excuse, but we always been in an adjustment phase as a young staff. So my biggest thing that I want to echo on his message is everything takes its course, and everybody has its bumps and bruises. So the same narrative you got or should have for the great coach that went through his hurdles is the same narrative that we just understand that we in. You get what I'm saying? We ain't asking for Lee to tell us, hey, you guys get over the hump. We ain't asking for the other program coach to tell us that. We just know that our time coming, and we keep building these kids and they keep growing, that we're going to get to where we need to be. Whether it's appreciated or not, I mean, me personally, I'm the coach. I don't really care. You get what I mean? The process don't owe you nothing. It don't owe you it don't owe you a pat on the back. It don't owe you a friend. It don't owe none of that. It's just really about you being in tune to yourself. You understand what you building and staying focused on that path. So that's kind of what my angle is. So nobody don't switch his narrative, because that's out of that whole 5 minutes, people gonna hear, oh, here they go again with the six loss thing and only states. And all he's saying is, man, it's hella programs out here that, for one, ain't pinched us. It's how and when I say ain't pinched us, they ain't pinched us. That's hiding behind people putting us in that light of we ain't getting over the hump. It's a lot of other teams behind the program saying, oh yeah, they ain't getting over the hump. Why you over there that ain't pinched us, right? And then we got other guys, the other guys. We closing the gap on, and then we got the other guys on the other side of the water. They recognize that every year they got to play a game when we come. You get what I mean? So what comes with that is just, man, we know we got to scrap. You heard the other team across the water. Everybody said we was gonna lose to that team with the gold helmets on, and we got them, and we did. That was his. If I could get over that hump, we gonna run through everybody else. That was that message. So if people was in tune to what coaches say and what's being put out, like in the broadcast settings and not the Facebook group setting, you'll know where to respect that. So that's why we able to continue to attack this thing how we attacking it.
Let me give these people some revisionist history. Coach Johnson, Lauren Johnson, that is, from Highland Springs, got there in 2008. He didn't win until 2015.
Yeah, we talked to Johnson.
He couldn't get over against Hermitage.
Great coach.
Couldn't get over to LC Bird.
Great coach.
So, and then they won in 2015. Finally won. Okay, coach won. Crossed the water. They were trying to fire him. The fan, he ain't Bill D. He ain't this coach. He ain't win to win. 21.
Yeah, it took time, man.
He was there since 2011.
You know, but I look at it though, brother, and I see the difference is from them is social media craze locally. I don't think they had to experience that like we experienced. Like they word of mouth around the neighborhood, talking to each other.
That don't travel that fast.
It don't travel like it traveled with us. We in the middle of it. I seen a post the other day was talking about LeBron and Michael Jordan and speaking on how if Michael Jordan would have been in this era doing social media with all the little things that everybody can know about Jordan now, would he be able to survive
it,
and we look at it as the case is we in the moment of everybody can say what they want to say on the internet, even though these people don't know. They, people be laughing, kiki, and joking with people that, have no real information about this game.
Right.
And so we sit there and we, I look at this situation where previous coaches who've been trying to grow still had a little bit of room to grow.
Right.
And with us, it's always been since the moment we became successful, win now.
Right.
You got to win now. Shut up and win now. I literally seen a post, somebody said, man, you need to be quiet and win now. Y'all need to be quiet and win now. And I'm like, it's been other programs who won when they got it done, it wasn't win now.
Right.
It's been programs that haven't done anything, and you're not pushing them to win right now.
Right.
You let everybody else get their time to grow and do what they need to do. It's just so funny with us. We got to do that, and it's other teams right now. It's other teams right now that haven't got over the hump, that's been doing this longer for a few more years. Nobody say anything
Nobody
about
says
it.
anything.
They give them a pass, you know.
And Lee, that's okay.
Yeah.
This is the energy that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's okay. That we embrace all of that. So if you frustrated, that we embracing it and we ain't folding. If it's camera
we ain't gonna fold.
We ain't gonna. we ain't folding to. We ain't folding to none of that. Never plan on folding. 1,000% behind the kids that we put on the field. 1,000% behind us developing as coaches.
And that's what I see.
And that's and building the right chemistry to continue to be better each year. That's just what it is. So I wanted to make sure I'm his left shoulder saying.
Oh, they wanted you here. People said we want Moody there.
Yeah, I'm the mysterious guy. Yeah, I'm the mysterious guy that nobody, you know, if I don't normally be in these settings. You get what I mean?
No, you don't.
So I'm all right with this, but that's my energy. My energy is we ain't backing down from nobody, and we ain't getting tricked out our bag for nothing.
Yeah.
I love it because in order to be great to go forward in what you do, you have these conversations. Like you told me, you've had conversations with D.O.
Daryl. Definitely talked to D.O.
Conversations with Lauren Johnson. So
and there's respect. And there's respect. For sure.
If they didn't like you, they would not have conversations.
Right. For sure.
Right. You got to think about it. They didn't 757. They couldn't stand D.O. Oh, you're soft guy, ain't beating nobody. He couldn't get no respect till he beat Howard Springs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, why? And I guess my question, not to you, or maybe you can answer it, anybody can answer it. Why is 757 of the Hampton Roads area genuinely like that? It's like, this man blowing everybody else, beating people. He beat Western Branch, beating people. Oh, he ain't beating nobody, like you said. Now you guys are up here building your program, bringing the right guys into your program. And I'm hearing great things about this young man. I've heard great things about T-Free. Everybody talk about Moody. Dang, Sykes, like, it sounds like y'all hating. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm saying this thing. They can come for me.
Yeah.
And we got 13 other guys too. That's part of this staff as well that feel the same way.
So I don't understand. It's like if we're up here trying to build in the words of Coach Johnson, the program.
Exactly.
Right.
If we're trying to build the program.
No, for sure.
Why is it that you're gonna take your run to we understand Coach won 4-time champion, but it won't always roses over there. He would tell you that. So why is it that you got? I said, man, can anybody even tell me? I asked everybody.
It's fan talk. Mm-hmm. It's fan talk.
And we sit right here, man. I just think, man, I'll be honest with you. You know, these guys talk about interviews, man. When we do an interview, it ain't 10 minutes. It ain't we interview 2 hours. And I've known them most of my life. We interview 2 hours because the energy that we have, we want everybody to be on the same page. We all rocking the same beat. Right. No outsider can leak in and try to talk to anybody, corrupt anything. We are a brotherhood for sure, because we understand that they know that when we walk out of this school, there's a bunch of people wanting to be negative to them, or speak negative on them, or speak negative about us. And we just, man, in this area where there's a lot of people, as much as I love my city, I love my area, there's a lot of people in this area, in this area that will, do something online, say something online, say something on these podcasts, and then see you face to face and want a handshake. We just never been those type of guys. And I think that bothers people too.
Yeah,
I think when we go into these functions, we go into these situations, and and people see us in person, It's two things.
I ain't faking energy.
It's two things.
Fake energy.
They walk past and they walk past and it's so awkward for them. And we never spoke to had a conversation. Never seen. We never spoke. But because someone said something about me, and you never known me or talked to me, you willing to go listen to whatever they say, and when you see us in person, you're so awkward around us. And there's been times that we break the ice with people. We ain't never know. We come up and talk to you, and they be so shocked, like, oh, they talking to us? Yeah, because I never knew you. I don't know that about
Y'all
you.
ain't never gave me that energy from anybody. Even when I met this brother, he was just so cool, shook my hand. T3, I met him at the Hampton. He was like, man, Keenan was like, my cousin Keenan, shout out to my cousin Keenan. He was like, hey, man, I'm going to get you to T3. And it was like, Moody, ever since and people always said, they said, no, Moody's straight up guy. That's what everybody tell me. I was like, they said, oh, he'd be all right. And then, I don't even do that because you know what the conversation where I'm going with that. I'm not going to even do that because I'm trying to get to the program.
I sit here, man. I tell you, I think the thing that we really do is us to say we'll see somebody in person that been talking terrible about us and put their hand out, shake their hand, and respectfully, I mean, why do I need to shake your hand? And I think that bothers people because around here there is a lot of disrespect behind the scene and then be friends with each other in the face. And we don't do that.
I don't like that.
We don't do that.
I don't like that.
And I think that bothers people too because we're not playing the game with you.
Because I'll tell these guys, if I call them, I say, hey, man, respect, I talk to so-and-so. Or I let you know I talk to so-and-so. You might different, but my relationship with them is different. You may like them, may not like them, but I deal with them and I'm going to treat them how they treat me.
Right.
That's just how I see it. And I let them know up front. So if there's something that you're about to say about these individuals, and if you know that I'm cool with them, then you might not want to say it to me or around me because, yes, these are I rock with them, and that's just how I feel. And if you don't want to rock with me, that's cool. I don't have to deal with that. That's just how I've always operated. So I go off energy, and that's why a lot of times I would probably say of all the coaches that I talk to the most, like I said, as far as head coaches, you're probably the one I talk to the most and the longest. Yeah. And I appreciate that because you don't have to talk to me.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't just talk about the program, we talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like you gotta highlight that. And so when you everybody got their coach, like Diary don't talk.
Yeah.
We know he don't talk. He got the other mouthpiece. He gonna talk. So Moody is like kind of like, hey, Moody just laid back when he was like, no, everybody said we fuck with Moody. We fuck with Moody. It's like, fuck with Moody, like Sykes. I don't know. Take too much energy from him.
1-2 combination, man.
He get his share, I get my share.
He's twins, man.
I hear more about Sykes than I do with you.
For sure.
That's just true.
Yeah, for sure.
That because he
a little bit
sit
fresher.
back a little more.
Yeah, that too. And some of this, I was in the youth when he was off, like he said, he coached Pittsburgh up in that area. I was a little bit fresher from the people that's in the setting now in the high school. I was in the trenches with them when they had younger kids, and he was kind of off coaching high school football. So a little bit closer, fresher face at that level of people that, you know what I mean? It might seem like I got a little bit better crowd in him, but I think it's probably equal in the center. Everybody got they
even come bringing you on, bro. Even come bringing Moody on. It's so funny, man. The thing is, man, I'm always been a person. My personality is that person can't tell me about another person if I don't know them.
Right.
I'm always gonna be a person. I'm gonna go see it for myself. You can't. I'm not gonna let you persuade me about a person.
Right.
When what is the idea to bring him on years ago? Oh my God. So many people, why him? You sure you want to do that? You da-da-da-da, you da-da-da-da-da-da. It made me more intrigued. I'm like,
damn, Moody, you got that for real?
I got to talk to him.
That's a guy.
Maybe I changed because now I got a different way.
It ain't changed. Just dynamic, like how a situation happened, man. You know when people want to put you in the dirt and then you end up rising out of the dirt, and people can't figure out how to get you back in the dirt. I think it was one of those scenarios where it was a perfect match, them getting over the hump. I'm coming from another situation that could have been a good situation, and this take off. And then, you know, my following is my following. Like I said, that following joins with this following, and it mesh, and then we get this against the world mentality. I got my own personal, it's me against all odds, and they got their own feeling of we need to get over these hurdles. And I think that's how you kind of split the two of what flavor of the day you gonna get from who like who. You get what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, none of it really never mattered. It never stopped the engine from going. So I think that's kind of what it is.
Because Coach Ben, his son was here. He got the kind of saying to have his lenses on the program too, and being able to see how everything go past. So I mean, it's just that's the type of situation we just seen, man. We just we don't fake the fun for people. Right. We don't do fake politics, and I think that's a frustration for people. We're not kissing your tail and your tail and your tail just so we can fit into a club. We ain't looking for that.
Right.
You know, if that team the best over there, I'm glad that you the best. Good. Now we want to play you because we want to show that we can be the best too. And that's the energy.
Dang, I'm like, you guys are calling people out. I mean, not calling people out, but you guys
just
calling
playing.
Have to play
playing
people. You know what I'm
people.
saying?
Yeah.
So I
would have loved to play St. James this year. You know, that's
they were on the schedule. For those who don't know, they were on that schedule.
It was on the schedule. Because that's my guy. And it was just scenarios in that situation where it was out of our control as coaches. You get what I mean? Because we already had a deal inked in that, you know, if he was at his old situation, that was going to be a game this year.
Okay.
So, we had already lined it up to play Hayfield. Yeah. So it just out of our hands when it came to that. So from there, to be honest, we went to a clinic out in North Carolina. We said, man, let's try to do this state-to-state thing. And that's how we kind of roll. Yeah. Originally it was supposed to be Dudley, and we couldn't pull it off with Dudley, North Carolina, or whatever. And then we end up getting to Mallard Creek, and then just like everything else we've done, it went from that to we got 6-7 North Carolina, Virginia games. You get what I mean?
You know,
but which is cool though, like because this is
talk about that.
But this the thing though, and we know teams been playing out of state teams, but we're talking about as a mass saying state to state. It's kind of
it's an epidemic. It's like BBLs now, man. It's like BBLs now, man. What's going on, bro?
Which our angle was always been, let's get the exposure for the kids. Let's get the exposure for us as a coaching staff to continue to get better. I think one thing we learned from the 2023 year, what we learned from that year, we had a great team come together. That was the first year in 5, right? I don't think we put the team to the test early on in the season. We weren't thinking about the scrimmages like we are now because we was already locked in to our contract with Grassfield, and we already had 9 games, so we couldn't get out of it. But we then set up scrimmages like we've done the last 2 years to get us prepared. And ever since then, we like, all right, man, this could become a thing. Once we get out of Grassfield, like let's try to put some games on the map to also help with. When I say exposure, it ain't just going to play a big team, but giving the kids the opportunity to compete against guys that are dudes, that are guys that got offers to kind of do the measuring stick for our team and our players to say, okay, I guarded a 5-star, 4-star, and I did well and promote yourself. So that was always it was never to be following other programs.
But y'all were doing that. The next thing everybody else started doing it behind y'all. So. You guys
by the masses. I don't want us to take, because like I said, Springs been doing it. More been doing it. But as far as the masses,
this year,
it was a.
It's
mass.
like, okay, you guys, y'all put their schedule out. Mallard Creek.
Yeah, it was
got a few calls. We got a few calls asking how can they get right to. We got a few calls asking how can people play a North Carolina team too, and we did our best because it's all about great exposure for us. It's always been about the kids for us. It's always been about that.
I like that.
You know, we like I said, we want to, if we can help out anybody, that's what we always done. Even as a staff, you know, people, we're so underrated because over the last few years, if I had $1 for a lot of kids that ain't in this program that we didn't help put in school, like walk them into the university type thing, there's no appreciation for that.
Huddle tapes, you know, just helping kids, you know, understand the game, because like you said, this one big community. So man, it's guys that could ball uptown, Woodside, Denby, is guys that can ball downtown. So it's a lot of cross-family community stuff that go on that, you know, it's nothing to be a call away to say, man, hey, what we got to do to get our kid recruited, or what I need to fix on the huddle tape. So we've always been them guys to be able to pour into everybody. Now, the trick to it is we don't get that ain't said out loud, and it ain't for us to kind of say out loud. But it ain't brought up in regards to award coaches. They are, you know, they're great guys. They help in this situation. So I mean, that's just kind of what it's.
We're not looking for, like, when that kid go to that school, and you wondering why that kid got to that school. And you know, we know what we done. It's not a gloat thing for us. We don't care. And you know, that school get the opportunity to wave their hand and say, yeah, we did this, and we know the truth. But I mean, it ain't for us to discuss. You know, we've been blessed and fortunate enough over the last few years, man, to get hundreds of coaches in this building.
Okay.
Get hundreds of coaches in this building, man. And we get them to come, and when we're done, we get to have a conversation on what other schools got what.
Right.
And it's even better when I can, you know, make a coach look at a kid highlight tape from another school right here, and that's like, you know, he say, I'm going over there in 45 minutes. Then next thing you know, I look in 2 hours, that kid saying, all glory to God, I got this, and don't even know, or we you know, we helped out with something, and we don't want the credit for that, but we understand that we do this for a different level,
right.
And it's for the level of the game.
And the stronger the district, the more colleges in every school, it's the better for the Peninsula District at the end of the day. Like I said, man,
I'm glad you said that, because I've been sitting on that.
Right. I come from, you know, coaching kids at youth. So man, when I look at that, I got kids that playing for every PD team. It's coaches in the order that I was coaching for. They got kids playing at every PD team. So the better the PD is as a district and the competition, and the more college coaches coming in everywhere, that's more exposure for everybody.
Boy, I've been sitting on this question for like 20 minutes. With Bethel, the rise of Bethel seemed to be coming around well. You got Hampton, of course, you guys. And the big dog up there. Maybe I'm leaving somebody out. Denby.
Yeah, Denby had good offseason.
Still, because for the last, you talk to some of the legends in the great, they'll say the PD's been ass for the last so many years. With this year more so coming to this season, the teams that I just named, do you feel as though that right now, especially with you guys, with your new regime, do you feel like the PD is trending back in the right direction? And anybody can answer that question.
It's not free.
Just the fact that, you know, I also train quarterbacks also in my spare time. And I got it from all over, from Denby to Oscar Smith to Lansdowne, the Green Run,
National River.
I'm like, I got them all over the place. You know, just helping those guys out, you know, the quarterbacks better, you know, make everybody better.
Right,
so, giving them the right tools and the right things to improve themselves, to improve their teams. You know, and I'm hearing in these trainings, they talking to each other, man, we got this guy, man, we got this guy, yeah, we coming for y'all, you know. We got this guy transferring in, we got this guy transferring in, you know what I mean?
Do you know how, all right, this is what we talk about, unselfish about this program. Do you know how great of buying in for the belief of wanting to help kids grow, that a coach is willing to go to schools that we got to eventually play and work with those quarterbacks? And because I know trainers who will say, I ain't working with that. I mean, I get it money, but nobody's starving for money. So for you to sit right here and say, I got to eventually might play this quarterback, I'm going to still train them and teach them the same thing I'm teaching my quarterbacks. You got to understand that this is bigger than that for us. this is community thing for us for sure.
Because right now, I train a guy we gonna see week 2.
So
I see him every week. You know what I mean? And I critique his game, and I improve him every time he comes. And I know I gotta face him.
right.
But like I said,
I gotta face him, coach.
I'm sitting up there saying, I know y'all conversation is like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to help Ballin get in school. I'm trying to help
for
him
sure.
see the world.
That's it, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I know his parents paid me, his mom paid me to train him, but that's not my payment. My payment is for him to go on and do this thing right. Do this thing right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, and he always, I hear all the time, and sometimes from my own guys, but like, man, there's some of these guys that come to us. You know, sometimes, you know, it's all about where the kids are comfortable at.
Right.
And all my clients are good with their parents, so we talk about school and recruitment. We talk about the whole deal. So,
hey man, good guy for sure, because you know we lost our starting quarterback from last year.
Talk about that.
Right. We lost that, but when I mean talking about character, less about that as much as he still trains.
He still come to my training.
So you're talking about a first year coordinator thinking that he was gonna have that guy. So that tell you what type of heart what I mean he has as a guy.
So that dispels that. And that's more what I wanted.
Yeah, that's character.
Not to kind of go into that, but that's what I wanted. To put out the notion that, okay, where it was left on bad terms.
Nah.
So if this kid still continue to come to you, that say more about your program, and still this man say, okay, well, I'm gonna stick him away, because if it was bad, why would I go back?
Right.
It just.
No, some situations are for some situations. You know that you know, respectfully, that kid and his parents, they got a different path that they want to take for him.
Right.
You know, we have a path that we have here for them. They have a path that they want to take, and I mean, at the end of the day,
everybody does that.
Yeah, and the one thing, the kid is a kid. I'm pretty sure, if it's in his hands, I mean, he probably, he wanted to be here, but that's not. He's still a child.
Right,
it's only for so much say so he can have. So, we wish him the best, and we want him to grow. We want him to take the experience that we gave him.
Right.
Because you're talking about a kid to come over to Warwick. I don't, as far as any other program that he's been into, I can't give you his accomplishments, but coming over here for 1 year and getting into our system I think we did a great job of showing what that kid can do to be able to go to any other school that he'll want to go to.
Yeah.
I think we did a great job advertising that, because, before that season, 2 months, 3 months ago, there are messages all through line saying they got quarterback issues. They don't have no quarterback. They don't have a quarterback, and all of a sudden.
Let them keep thinking.
And that's what happened, but no, that's what happened the previous year.
Yeah.
And now that kid step up and be a quarterback and do what he's supposed to do. Every year, we're not perfect, but we're going to take a kid and we're going to work and develop.
Developing guys.
And we became so much of a culture in this area that I got to go find a piece to bring in, that we forget the development part.
What you got in-house.
You forget what you have in-house, because that's the reason why you grow them in when they was in 8th grade and 9th grade. You wanted them to eventually grow and become your guy. I tell people all the time, I'd rather grow a guy in our program than to go get one that's already been at someone else's program, because once they come in, those values are still the same from a previous school. We want kids with our values here.
Right.
So, kids that we got, people say, we got two quarterbacks that leave. Okay, we got another quarterback that's going to step up and play for us. We got another quarterback that we're going to coach up to do what we need to do. Yeah. So every year we okay with grooming and developing. I'm sorry if y'all not, but we are. We cool with that.
So this question I got for you guys, you two, has the transition been easy from moving from Coach Harrison into what you're doing, Coach Sykes? Moody, you can answer that too. Because I know you have to have some off-season.
Yeah, I would say transition. Far as what we stand for was easy. We was all connected at the hip. previous with Coach Harrison. You get what I mean? We all understood the mission, understood what we was trying to do, and none of that has changed. So me stepping into my role, I mean, respectfully, I was already doing this in practice. You know, he would be running, you know, the other side of the ball, grooming me to be defensive coordinator and understand his scheme and stuff like that. So as far as my personal self, the transition was smooth. As far as culture, it was smooth. The hardest part was trying to figure out more coaches to come on board that fit our mentality. That was the longest part of it, and what the clock don't do is stop no matter whether you're looking for coaches or not. So it was times where, you know, he was a one-man band in the school, and, you know, I feel bad because I don't work in the school, right? So he called, man, you got to get your guys. Man, we got to get these guys in here, these coaches, because I'm struggling with, you know, being one-man a band. And then, you know, when it was time for me to come, a lot of people don't know, I also, it's the same helping the program. I coach our feeder middle school. Yeah, so I had to go do that, which kept me away from him another 3 months. So I'm taking and grooming the feeder kids. That's a whole nother set of kids to get them ready for this mentality. Sure. He got the kids that, you know what I mean, that's already here, one man, and we still trying to hire people. And you can't just bring people in. They got to go through the background checks and all of that. So if I had to speak on what was the hardest part about the transition, it wasn't X's and O's. It wasn't creating a culture or the mentality. We already had a plan, like you said, of what we stood on 3-4 years ago. Now it's just about getting all the guys in, getting the kids used to rather than it being 2 and 3, 4 guys with this mentality, we brought in 12 guys with this. So it's a shock for kids, because even previously before, it was, you know, let's just say 3 guys with the same mentality. That's kind of spread out through a team. When I say mentality, I don't mean we ain't on the same vision. I'm talking about our aggression. That type of energy. So now when you bring in 13 guys that kind of got that energy, kids can't really walk 2 feet without hearing another coach that's saying, man, you need to get down and lay down. So that was the biggest shock, and to be honest, I can't wait till we get in that part of the conversation. The kids has gravitated to that well. You can see their mentality now on the field and how they taking it and soaking it all in. So I'm excited about that part. So that's my hardest part.
You can always say, you can always on every staff. I always say it's like parents, man. You got a couple of moms, you got a couple of dads, you got a couple of uncles. Everybody personalities is different, because sometimes, you know, dad can get up on you, then mom, you know, love your shoulders. You know, we ain't got, you know, we got a few moms. We ain't got a lot of moms. We got a lot of dad and uncles, and we kind of need that for the culture. Yeah. And but I mean, transition wise, man, I tell people all the time, man. You know, Coach Harrison, man. Great goddamn guy. And the thing that Coach Harrison did was just always funny, man. If he ever watch, he's gonna laugh, man. People don't know Coach Harrison been retiring for 5 years. He tell you, Coach Harrison been retiring for 5 years. It's my last. Every song, hey, I'm gonna let this one go. I'm gonna let this one go. You know, so when he told us last year,
he told us at the beginning of the year, man.
I was still disbelief, but this the time that he kind of was. Every time we'd be like, yeah, Coach, so next year we got to hit Sykes. I ain't gonna be here next year. And that was the first time I started counting. All right, it's like the 3rd or 4th time he just said it, but because he always told me that, I always put myself in a position to be right behind him to help with anything as far as the administrative management part. So it always kind of felt natural. So the transition was smooth. I think the only thing now is, like I tell him, a little more paperwork. Some of the stuff that I used to, you know, since I've been Coach Harrison came out here late, man. We done already did this, and that. And now I'm the one walking out late. I'm on his ass. See? Hey, bro, when you get to the field,
get that back on. He's like, man, I'm trying to get it. I'm going to get through, bro. You know what I mean? So it kind of then flipped. So yeah, that's funny.
I mean, outside of that, man, we've been just trying to. That's an adjustment. Like Coach was spot on with it, man. And our kids is gravitated to our staff, man, because they know that everybody that's coming in is passionate about it on the same vision. So that's been the transition for so far. And like you said, being in school is just trying to get these guys in the system, in the school with me, because you know, previous coaches was here. We had
At least 3 or 4 coaches was in the school.
Yeah, 4 coaches in the building, and it went from 4 coaches to only 1 coach. And anybody know that's in, that got a program that want to be successful. You can't just have 1 person in school. You got to get multiple guys in there, man.
Coach but let's clean up that. Let's stay there a little bit about.
I got a coach.
Everybody know the coach, but everybody was saying coach got pushed out. It was a lot of coach did this and coach did that. Like the man said, coach let us know that in a year in advance, right? And I'm talking about seriously. Yeah, they might have had conversations before, and coach always say, jokingly he was tired, but I never took it serious. But that was their one-on-one conversations. But at the beginning of the year, he announced this was his last kind of run, and that was kind of
newspaper. They put it in the newspaper.
Right. But even before that, he had told us in camp, man, we kind of started the year off with let's do this for Coach Harrison. Let's send him out on a bang. And he approached it that way to the point where it was a awkward. When I say awkward year for it was awkward because I was like, man, if coach leaving, you need to kind of step in and do more of this. And then he was like, yeah, but I don't want to make it feel like I'm pushing them out. So he struggled more in anything. And so
I know why too.
Right. Yeah. But he explained that. So, man, to clear that message up, Coach Ben knew he was leaving. The whole year was dedicated to Coach. Sending them out on a bang. This was a big 2025 class that we had, man, and he kind of, that's when his, I would say, coaching resume or the accolades really went up. When Coach got Coach of the Year, he went 9-1, first time, all this stuff. So he was locked arms with that 2025 class. So he had been told us, and just for people to spin a narrative like he was pushed out and this guy made him get down or lay down or whatever's being said, that just goes to show the attention we get as a program from, once again, I'm gonna just keep saying fans to keep not going down the road of the certain coaches that speak on things. It's a lot of fans that stir that stuff up, and that was never the issue. We always had a plan, and coach just happened to take the grafting job, and which, man, and I don't put that out, but it's his story to tell. But coach got family at Grafton.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That ain't just, he didn't roll out his bed and I'm gonna just go to Grafton, because coach could have went to Heritage, coach could have went to Denby if he wanted, coach could have went anywhere. It's family ties at Grafton that made him choose Grafton. And I think he a right guy for regurgitating that program and building it up. He a perfect guy with that, and to speak on the rest of our staff or why we had to hire so many, we laughed about it. We tried to divide and conquer, to be honest, because it was a couple left at Warwick, and he took 3 guys from Warwick with him to promote on that staff. His offensive coordinator is Warwick guy, his defensive coordinator Warwick guy.
People he felt comfortable with.
People he felt comfortable with. So really, that's how we looked at that situation. So I just wanted to say that, because that went to my head about people saying he was pushed out. Coach did that on his time, his way.
But see, the thing about it, Manchester did it. Tom Hall said he was stepping down.
Right.
And then a couple of months later took a job at Prince George.
Right.
And this what I was saying is, man, when people don't understand, like he said, with coach, man, and understanding that, like he said, because we already knew, and because, like you said, we always thinkers, man, we always trying to think ahead of time. He was just saying, yo, Sykes, you need to be doing more. And I said, if this his last year, I was saying, this is last year, I want him being happy, doing it his way.
Doing his way.
Because, yes, I could
but take over.
But what fun is that for him to leave his legacy the way he want to leave it? Right. And he did that, and people don't understand. He really was done. Like, he was done.
Coach was done.
But he was done. I'm talking about he gave me the keys to everything. I'm talking about he was done.
I think we packed up the jerseys.
I don't even think Coach stayed. I think Coach was already in the car.
Coach was
at the house. But
Coach was out of there.
Like I said, man, the Grafton job is more personal than anything for him.
And that's family.
And it's really,
Thanks for clearing that up.
And it's really, people don't know, like, he get to do a little bit more with his family personally being there.
Right.
and get to make up a lot of time that he didn't as a coach. Just being at that school alone, he get to make up a lot of family ties that he missed out on for the last about 10 years. Yeah, so to make that decision, and plus people don't understand, you know, it's some other things as far as like school-wise, as far as like
we deal with
retirement-wise things that people don't know that. As when he stay here longer, the longer you stay from retirement, especially in Newport News and Virginia, you get blessings for staying longer after retirement, and he's taking advantage of that situation. So it's his story to tell, and hopefully we get an opportunity for him to be able to tell his story. But me and Coach Harrison talk every day.
Every day, and like I said,
still in our group chat.
Shout out to Coach Harrison.
Definitely shout out to him. I think the hardest, like you said, the hardest thing was more for him last year, because you know when one person moved, you would think like naturally he would take over, and we shared that because a lot of people don't know once he moved to help him prepare for this year, man, when you start letting me call defense Denby, not Denby because I picked with you, because you asked me in Denby. He asked me in practice, he was like, you gonna call Denby? And I was like, shit, I don't care, it's the first game, you know, I ain't gonna turn it down. We got to Denby, he didn't say nothing. So I hit him. So Monday, but the kids thought I was gonna call him, right? So Monday they're like, man, Coach Sykes told you, Coach Moody. I said, yeah, man, he definitely must don't believe. So after that, from Woodside to Hampton to Phoebus to Granby Moore, I called all them last games, and for him, I know it was not a awkward situation, but he was the one in the middle, because he want Coach Harrison to be happy, but he also was planning for the following year for me to get some live reps. And honestly, it was my interview on the job. To me, that's how I took it. You know what I mean? Calling the game. So
and if anybody go back and watch those, you will see. You know, I ain't got the headset on no more. You'll see me. You'll see them other guys over there say, I broke the headset, bro. Like, you know, I mean, talking about the other guys and playing against them, man. And we had some opportunities to make some plays in that game that I know this staff work on that we didn't make. So you can see, it's like, man, them guys, they need to be a little bit more calmer, because I broke the answer. He even told me that, because but that was me learning on the job, like, hey, Moody, stuff gonna happen. Keep your cool. But man, you gotta think, for me, being a DB coach, secondary coach since what? 2020, since I walked in, man, you talking about seeing some plays over the last years that, man, just unbelievable plays. I'm saying, you go back to the guys across the water, the first play of the game should have been a pick. You're talking about all of these picks that we watching in the air, which one reason why I'm like, man, I got to go get another guy to help me. Maybe it ain't, you know, translating, or maybe they ain't hearing it clearly or whatever. And so you know, that was a opportunity I wanted to speak on as well. That he was really more in the bind than anybody, because Coach Harrison was being happy, and I was a guy doing his previous role when he was trying to figure out, you know, what I do here. You know what I mean? So if you want any type of, I guess, proof, I guess, understanding that this was something that's been going to happen.
Go look at the game.
Go look at the game, and you'll see. Because it wasn't nothing that somebody woke up and said, "Hey, we like Sykes. Coach Harrison, get out of here." Right. Never happened. Never. We were so
locked in. People ain't even pay that attention that you know he didn't have the headset, or he wasn't calling the game. But if you go back and look at the YouTubes or wherever you can see the film, you will see that he wasn't in that box. He was more kind of operating, flow, and shadowing Coach Harrison.
And we looking forward to seeing Grafton put in work this year.
The program.
We want that, because, you know, people don't understand. We still hanging out with Grafton coaches. We still being around it, because we still a family. So we looking forward to them doing what they need to do over there.
Right. And what district? The Bay River?
Bay River. You know, we get the plan. You know,
future game possibly coming up.
I don't know. We tried to do some team camp stuff with them, like 7-on-7s and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest, man. It ain't got nothing to do with Grafton as much as when we started this journey of the caliber teams, or you know, getting us prepared for the season. I'm not saying they one day won't, but you kind of think we shooting that high level programs just a whip up on us, right? But of course, if coach wanted to work, I don't think we'll always find a way to get some backyard.
I had to catch myself, because I got to remember, you guys don't have your own field,
right?
So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay,
give this coach a homecoming when he come here.
Right. Yeah.
Fans come out, let's give him a stand.
That's a whole different thing. Resource a whole different.
I forgot.
And we talk about that schedule, man. No, man. We talk about that schedule, and this I want to put this out here too. Is that the camera right there?
Yeah, camera
So let me explain something, y'all, because I see you don't get it. So we've been getting pressure.
I'm carrying the frog right.
We've been getting pressure about a schedule, right? And we talked about grass field. I just want y'all to get this in y'all mind and understand what happened, okay? Little old Warwick was 6-4 in Division 4, okay? And since we were 6-4 in Division 4, we signed a contract with a 4-6, 5-5 grass field team.
6A, right?
Division 6.
To get points.
To help our little 4A school that was going 6-4.
Didn't know we was going D5. We didn't know we was going D5.
Yeah.
We didn't know we was going to take off and everybody was going to come to Ward. They cousins and they boyfriends and girls. We didn't know that the school population was going to go up when we took off because that's what happened as well.
It happened quick.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when you talk about 2 seasons of playing a grass field, guys, it's locked into a contract. It is what it is. You know, you guys are pressuring and pushing us to play teams. Like, I need to go play somebody tougher, play somebody bigger, and which is fine because we love the challenge. We want that. We're going to go play somebody bigger regardless. But there are teams out here that's been proven. There's teams out here that haven't lost games in years.
And wouldn't play each other.
I want to see you guys put that energy on them to play some guys. Don't give me an excuse of why do they got and what do they have to prove? They have a lot to prove. Because I'm gonna just be God honest with you, man. If this team right here is fortunate enough to go 20, 30 wins straight without a loss in the state of Virginia, I do want to go challenge somebody tougher. I do want to go play somebody tougher. Whether it's win, lose, or draw, I want to put myself in to get more exposure, to put my kids to see that we can play bigger and better teams. That's all I want. So I'm grateful that you guys, don't get it twisted, I'm grateful that you guys all felt like you needed to push us to do a schedule. We was going to do that anyway. We was going to play the toughest people we were going to play anyway.
Right.
I just hope that the same people who are winning games on a year-to-year basis, I would love to see you guys put the pressure on them to play somebody that's worth playing as well. I mean, that's it for that shit.
Clip that.
You feel me?
That part right there. I'm glad you said it. I don't understand if I'm winning all these games in a row. When did it come cool to be political to sit up here and say, well, you know, no, it don't matter. When did that become cool?
Nah, I don't know.
Please.
I would have loved, man.
I guess the Rings.
Understand.
I guess the Rings took over. I guess the Rings took over the whole picture. Right, because it's a whole picture, not just the rain picture. I guess the rain took over the whole picture, where, you know, we kind of forgot about that exposure piece or putting that to the test to continue to put on for the state, right? It ain't even about it, or put on for the conference or put on for who, because I mean, I think that's just how that works. That's how you get those. That's why you see the Georgia and the Texases.
And they laughing at us.
Yeah, right. You see them go play a team out of Texas or a team out of Cali, win, lose, or draw, just to put the state on notice. I think that gotta be the scenario that gotta be paired with the Rings. Don't get it twisted. We understand winning the state championship is the ultimate high school football goal. We understand that, but I think we can balance it out a little bit better than it's been balanced out.
Man,
if it was my program, but it ain't mine. I don't have a program.
Everybody complained about them going to play a team from Cali. And my thing is,
they played the Miami team. What was the Miami team they played with? Keith Sweat. I mean, not Keith Sweat. Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat was here.
Yeah.
Was it ING?
No, it was that Miami team, man. They came.
Central?
No, it wasn't Northwestern. They was.
I just know that. I respect Smith for taking that chance, because I think they still won state
as well.
That's the year they still won state.
They always did.
I just look at it where it is. Tell you, and you know, people around here gonna give Oscar Smith flack for winning to step up and take that challenge.
That was dope.
Win, lose, or draw, I respect what they did, and people are trying to find a way to clown them for that game multiple years ago, and you know you would never jump off the cliff to do what they did.
That takes.
And so So that's why people don't understand. Like we have much respect for people, and we respect what people do, and we don't think that's the same way, opposite way at times. And with them doing what they did, people got, they can say stuff about them now for jumping out to take that, and nobody else took that risk.
First of all, for Bosco to travel from California over here to play Oscar Smith,
that says a lot.
That says a lot.
That's how you get the respect, though. That's what I'm getting at. So it would
have to take their games,
right? So things where Deodon was playing at the map. Even though that was close, just playing teams that earn the respect, that make teams want to travel to you.
Right.
That's how your state grow and exposure grow.
I mean, like Johnson told me, they were supposed to remember. For those who don't remember, 2023, that first game of the season was going to be Freedom Highland Springs.
Yep.
What happened? Johnson got the call from his alma mater down there in Florida. He left and took the program down there to play that game.
Yeah.
And everybody was, and it's like, Highland Springs just fresh went off state championship. They could have played Freedom that first game. We don't know how that game would have go. Based on what we've seen, the same thing could have happened.
No,
we don't know. But they took that game and then they end up meeting anyway in the state championship game the same season. So for Oscar Smith, kudos to Oscar Smith for taking
absolutely.
that game.
Respect.
What it told me was, Bosco said, we respect that program. We will come to Virginia. And I'm hoping that a Bosco or Mater Dei, them teams in Georgia, Texas, Florida, come back up here and want to play a Warwick, a Phoebus, a Highland Springs.
We definitely going to work towards the challenge.
Somebody.
We're gonna work towards the challenge every year, no matter what. You're gonna work towards that challenge, and you look over and you look at how everything is processed and how everything done. This area, we don't think about the bigger picture. And I think when I say the bigger picture is, just imagine, you get some of our teams to play some of these teams from Cali, Texas, Florida. A lot of those teams they play, especially like a team like the Cali team, these coaches are getting paid way more money, the staffs are bigger, more resources. So if they come over here and win, lose, or draw, I think it put pressure on the state of Virginia to we got to put more resources into the football or whatever the sport we playing. Pay these coaches more. Invest more into the fields. Invest more. Like everything open, because pretty soon, hopefully, one of these administrators or somebody will look at the top and say, "Man, every time a team come in from another state, man, they kicking our tail." So what we got to do to stop letting them kick our tails? So let's start doing more resources, because if you look at a lot of other states, we do a great job here in Virginia with a lot of bare minimum things. And there's a lot of people got a lot of extra resources, and if we had those resources here, oh my God!
Exactly. Trinity Episcopal going there playing that team up in Ohio. Dinwiddie going to play
Ohio.
Everybody get their heads bashed in, but guess what? They played them.
For sure.
So that's what I'm like. Can we get more of that? Can we get back to that? And that's why
we don't, because it's cooler talk, man. I'd rather say I won 30 games. I went undefeated for 4 years. I go undefeated for 3 years. We rather have that talk.
It seems like that's what's happening.
We rather have that talk, because I'm just respectfully, man. We had some dog teams that won 4A. We had some dog teams that won 5A state championships. We had a dog that won 6A school, and for none of them not at least play each other or play something that's worthy of their caliber of what you've been doing for the last few years. Yeah, it's a little upsetting. We want to see that.
And that's why I want to ask Coach.
I want to see it as a fan. I want to see it as a fan of nobody want to see you. Nobody want to see you lose. Nobody want to see. I want to see your program grow, because we still trying to grow ours. That's all we is with our.
And I don't think you should feel bad for wanting to do that. You're trying to improve the situation, and that's why I was just like, come on, man, come on, guys, we got to do better.
For sure.
And I got actually 2 questions for you, Coach. I'm gonna piggyback off this first one. I know you're from Jersey. Have you seen anything like this in New Jersey? Is the football kind of the same way, where if you got a lot of top teams in your state kind of play each other? Or is it kind of set up the same way here in Virginia?
Yeah, we play some football in Jersey. I don't want nothing to get twisted.
No.
But yeah,
I'm grass in Jersey. Yeah, snow. Football in the snow.
They say we don't have no trees in Jersey. But I mean, a lot of the times, like that league up there, that Big North League, that's like one of the best in the country.
Okay.
I think it was ranked like number 1 or 2 these past few years. Ever since like 2015, I played in that league my first 2 years.
Okay.
So you talking about Burton Catholic, Don Bosco, St. Peter's, DePaul, all those type of teams. Yeah, you playing them teams every week in, week out. And the thing in Jersey is it's a heavy private school.
Right.
It's not
Like Ohio like that.
So in them private school leagues, yeah, you playing each other week in, week out, like, and you traveling, you playing those other schools, you playing the DeMathas, you playing the Good Counsel, stuff like that. Public school wise though, yeah, like they don't duck smoke. I know my high school, my first year at my home school, I transferred back to my home school my junior year. We played Irvington High School. They was one of the best in the state, and they had a crazy senior class. And my head coach, he was like, "Nah, we want to play them." And it was for that exposure. We had a couple guys on the team that really didn't have offers, but we knew that they did. So that first game, that's how I got my offers from, off that first game.
That's what I'm saying.
And it brought exposure to my teammates.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's a good thing to be sitting here like, okay, if you want to say you a top dog, play other top dogs.
For sure.
That's what I say, but I guess maybe, you know, I don't know.
But you know what they're going to tell us. What they're going to tell. But
We do it in basketball.
Yeah, when they watch this though, whenever you clickbait, whatever you do, when they watch this though, the easiest thing they're gonna go online and point and say, "Win some." Shut up, y'all know that's about win something. That's all they're gonna say.
But see,
so you be like, win something. That's all they're gonna say. Watch.
But that's the thing. Everybody had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
It took Bill D 16 years to get to where he got to the promised land.
Sure.
I'm saying, man.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So to add into that, Billy Mills talked about what it took for him to get to the state championship. When he had that 05, he said, "Nobody want to talk about 2005."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why it seems that way, you know? But I don't know. I just get it. And I said I'm gonna come back to that. But I want to get before I get Coach White. Coach White, what are you looking forward to this season? Being your first time here and being 757. What did you looking to as far as coaching wise?
Just being able to see all the hard work that they doing in practice and finally letting them off the leash and go play. And really like everybody was saying, it's a lot of talk, it's a lot of this. Like I just want to play. I just want to see these boys go out there and just shut everybody the hell up. Like don't do it. Like I keep telling us in every practice, I'm like, yo, y'all got a target on y'all back. Like this
you would think y'all won 2 times.
You would think that. And like I'm new, so I'm hearing all this stuff. I'm getting stuff from outside people that's not from Ward. Like I mean, other people, oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing up there at Ward. I don't know why you went there. Like I'm just saying, okay. Okay, I'm gonna be right on that side.
I was gonna ask you that, but I'm glad you said that. Moody would have looked at me. I was like, I ain't gonna ask that question.
I definitely get it a lot. Like people always say something to me, but I'm here and we coming. Like
that's all the energy ever been, bro.
It's not too much.
That's all the energy ever been.
The pads gonna show, the plays gonna show, all that's gonna show. Like we doing what we got to do here. Everything else gonna show.
I'm sorry that I'm not gonna tell my kids, hey, listen, we they put their pants on like we put our pants on, but hey, they just put their pants on a little bit better. I'm sorry, we're not gonna tell kids that.
The interview was a week. Past interview, been a week. Go to a middle school game.
Okay.
Wearing my Warwick stuff, proud wearing my Warwick stuff, walking through Todd Stadium. And some dude on the light pole, stranger, never met him, never seen him before. Walked past him, stopped me and said, hey, you coaching Ward? I said, yes, sir. He took his hood off, took his headphones out and said, what y'all gonna do about Phoebus? Y'all gonna beat Phoebus? So, you know, I said, yes, sir. Oh man, y'all ain't gonna beat Phoebus. Oh, man, y'all not gonna beat.
What?
So I said, sir, so what am I supposed to say? What do you want me to say? Nah, man, we gonna lose. We gonna lose, y'all.
That's what they want.
We gonna lose. They gonna beat our ass. Yeah, I said, that's what you expected me to say. So what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
And y'all ain't gonna be, man, what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do different? Y'all gotta do, y'all gotta say. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. And that's just been
I'm confused.
But
that's why we've been confused. But that's why we've been confused. I ain't even talking about that example, but that's the whole time I've been confused. What are we supposed to say?
What we supposed to say?
I'm like, they just expect y'all to just sit up here and be like, okay, well, we know what it is across the water. I'm gonna use your words.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't certainly drop no names.
Yeah, see, you like Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson do the same thing with
Other
Ronnie.
guys.
He would not say that name.
Other
He would not do He would like go to school down the street.
Yeah, for sure.
He would not say that.
For sure.
But no, I'm just like, we understand who they are.
Right.
So, okay, LL Cool J, In Too Deep. I always use this quote. He always said in that movie, he said, people want to be a part of something, right? A part of something great.
Right.
So I guess if you're not a part of something great, you can't go nowhere else to coach and try to build that up. So I guess you guys are nothing if y'all ain't over there. Is that what that's what I mean?
And that,
I guess what it is. I guess it can only.
That's what you hear? That's what it sounds like to me.
I guess it could be only one good team and nobody else can be good.
But
we don't even play in the same. We don't even in the playoffs. We don't even got to even play each other. That can be two for years, and this was sucks for years. Hampton and Phoebus will battle out.
Yeah.
One of them go 1-9, one of them go 10-0, and they go on the state. They like it always been good energy. The problem is this is an unfamiliar school to do that. You know, we talk about 60 years of Newport News and PD history. What Warwick is doing now has never been done. Even when we had greats like Michael Vick here, B.W. Webb here, all the way back to Henry Jordan when they was called Warwick Farmer. You know, it's never been pushed to this scenario. This is what's sad.
Consistently.
And we speaking to the fan base. We're speaking to the fan base.
And this is what's sad. This is why I know the expectations for Newport News is very low, because we are 33-6 in the last 3 years, and that's the most consecutive wins for a Newport News school, period. We talking about all these people that had schools. We talk about, I can even, no disrespect. Shout out to Danny, shout out to Danny Dawson. But what people don't understand is Danny Dawson been there for 24 years. 24 years, I think Danny Dawson, and I'm gonna say it wrong, forgive me, but he's like 150 something and 90 some wins. 90 some losses. 150 some wins, 90 some losses, 24 seasons. I'm a math guy. I'm always, if you break it down, it's 6-4. The average be 6-4 per season. Nothing wrong with that, because you haven't had any losing season. 6-4 is great, but it's good.
Great,
but that's not the stepping stone of where we want to go.
Right.
And Woodside get very praised for that 6-4 of 24 year, that tenure. They get praised for that. They say that's a standard here. It's a culture here, and this has been the most winning in Newport News in generations.
Yeah, the only team that really done it from Newport News is Heritage. They won the state. They don't own the state championship.
But 25 years. This was so sad about it is because they had an amazing team, had an amazing coach. Shout out, rest in peace, Coach Quillen. Coach Quillen, Coach Quillen ended up, after winning that, I think he ended up going to college. So the thing is, though, any other time in the PD, once Hampton finally got it, it clicked. Once Phoebus finally got it, it clicked. Newport News, we get that one state, and there's no reason why this time point now Heritage shouldn't have 4 or 5 state championships under their belt. Heritage should be the legendary school around here with 4 or 5 state championships, but they're not, because of our local culture of when them guys got successful and did that, there's a bunch of outsiders that was not a part of that was willing to break that up and let those other schools that beat them, the Hamptons and the other school in the blue, they let them guys, we rather them get the reign back. Heritage shouldn't be doing this. So they'd rather do that than to see that team blossom. And that team should have blossomed for 4 to 5 more state championships, for sure.
It's crazy, and basketball is different, because in Newport News, you bought basketball for girls and boys. And Woodside doing their thing. Woodside doing a great job.
Shout out to
Steph, man. But this is different with that, though. I'm glad you said that. So let's talk about football. It's different for football and basketball when it comes to the PD. So I seen, man. We got screenshots. We show, man. It's some things that you really can see that we got people that will say, they would say that Warwick would lose no matter who we got to play. There's been teams that I don't think people know they can beat us, and they'll say Warwick gonna lose to them, and then somebody say, man, come on, man, this the PD, man. Why you going against the PD? And they'll say a political answer. I don't do that PD stuff. I'm PD
over everything. I don't do the PD.
I don't do that PD. I don't do that PD stuff. I'm realistic. I'm realistic with my conversation. And next thing you know, when basketball in Newport News is winning, when Woodside's winning, all of a sudden it's PD over everything.
Yeah.
So what's your philosophy? And it be the same, literally the same people.
Yep, that is true.
What's your philosophy? So that let me know it's a little more, you got a little more personal agenda when it comes to us. Because when it comes to us, you're a logical person that team that's better than Ward. But when it comes to the basketball team in Newport News, it's PD over everybody. That's confusing for me.
Lee, which I'm gonna echo this. It is okay. That is okay.
That's fine.
That you think that
He is
way.
embracing it.
It's okay.
That's for sure.
It's okay.
For sure. We want that energy, man.
It's okay.
Well, yeah, man, we got like 5 more minutes, man. Before we get up out of here. And this has been great, man, because Moody been keeping me in line, because sometimes I can go left and kind of bring you back, but I still want to keep the track. I'm gonna always go back to it, but I'm gonna kind of poke the bear a little bit. But but I appreciate that. So for those that think that you think Moody keeping me in check, he is, because we want to stay the mainstay, because we want to talk about the program and not about the outside noise, but we have to address the noise at some point, which we need.
And I want them to know our energy towards the noise. That's more than checking you. It's more than we really just don't care.
And I appreciate that. And I told you from the beginning, hey, if I go off script, check me. I don't want to do that. So no, man. No. So we gonna get out here on this, man. Unless it's something else y'all got to address. This season coming up. Y'all start off of Mallard Creek. You got Oscar Smith and Bethel, man. That's y'all going right into the fire. Hey, man.
I look at it like this. One, we wanted the challenge of, we was blessed enough to get a team out of our district so we can get 2 out of district games. Yeah. We wanted to play the most tough situation we can put ourselves into, because when we all said and done, we tend to know we want people coming through that tunnel. We want people to coming off that down Hubsville Road to Todd Stadium, and that's just kind of the energy that we came with it. As far as the Bethel situation, man, and I'm sorry, maybe I might call later and say, you got that. I don't know, but I just feel like, only Warwick, it's weird that when we haven't, I guess, get over the hump and play a certain team, people can say,
or T-Freezer.
You can't challenge them. You can't challenge. Don't say nothing to them. Don't say nothing. But they allow other schools to get that on us. No disrespect. Shout out to Porter, man, but no disrespect. Bethel, 3 years in a row, haven't scored
150 to 0.
It's been 150 points to 0. They haven't scored a point in 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I get it. You got a quarterback. Shout out to Warwick Porter. But we, respectfully. It's still a work that I just feel like, man, I just, for people to always assume that automatically we'll lose, because, we put in work over here too. So we're taking on any challenge. So anybody, we hear the starting off 4-0 and going 5-5. We hear that, and that's crazy, because you guys won't never put us over nobody, but yet you're putting these teams who never pinched us over us. And that's a frustrating thing. So, it ain't frustrating. It's frustrating because I gotta wait to prove the point, because we really want to prove it right now. And that's kind of where we at with that, man.
We ain't got long.
But it's a tough schedule. We wanted it. We asked for it. We ain't ducking nobody. We ain't looking at seeing if it's some down. We don't care what we lost, what we gained. We gonna play the best people. We're gonna put our kids in a position to be exposed. Exposure, and we sit right there and we got schools that got guys that got big offers. We talk about Smith got some guys who got big offers. Creek got guys who got big offers. Yeah. Why would they not want our kids to play them? We want to put them in front of that show. I got my first biggest offer playing a school that had a guy who got offers. Why not take advantage of it?
Yeah, that's why I understand that.
That's why not take advantage of it.
Help your kids out.
Yeah, man.
This 5 is gonna be interesting this year.
Yeah.
You lose LC Berg, but you got Hollis Springs back. Yeah. Glen Island is back in 5. You got Green Run, of course, Maury. Yeah. Right now it's been the class of 5 with them winning back-to-back championships there. Nesman River. Been hearing a lot about Nesman River. Yeah. We ain't gonna even go down there. We'll leave that alone. We'll be here another 25 minutes to talk about Nesman River. Shout out to Nesman River, but Today is about Warwick. We're not going to do that. And like I said, but I'm just glad that we got competitive football. I don't got nothing for the best for you guys, man. And like I said, we'll have to do it again eventually. You guys got anything before we go out? Y'all want to touch or anything like that? Or any shout outs y'all want to give out to anybody?
Well, definitely shout out to the rest of the coaches that couldn't be here.
Sure. Yeah, shout out to y'all.
There's a lot of guys on the staff putting in hard work to get us to where we need to be. For sure, shout out to our kids. You know what I mean? We got to show them the love. They the ones that got to go play the game. They the ones that got to go to war. 100%. 1,000% behind them. Whatever kids they got the gold helmets on, that's the aura that's around Ward coming to the field near you. The fight, the scrap up the cleats and scrap up the helmet. So shout out those guys that's gonna do that part for us. And of course to our fan base, make sure you show up August the 30th. Whether you here to cheer, whether you here to hate. I mean, we want the stands. We want the stands, man. We want the pack the stands. Stands to be great. So bring that out for the kids, man. That's the only thing that I think I got left. I mean, it's a lot. We probably got to do a part 2 somewhere. It's a lot of points that we got.
Yeah, we got to get back in.
But at the end of the day, I think we got a little bit off to kind of say who we are as a program and what we stand for, no matter what people say. It's probably a little bit more direct topics we could get on, but I think we serve the purpose today, and appreciate you for bringing us on.
I know. I wonder what I want to do. Like I told Sykes, and Sykes wanted y'all to come. We could never.
Yeah. No, this the right way.
So you guys will come up here, and I promise, like I said, we're gonna coordinate that because we're gonna have this part 2 for end of the season or somewhere. But I wanted to let people know that I had to come here first because it was a respect. I can sit up here and call you guys and say, because Sykes, he was pushing it. He wanted to come to Richmond. And I'm just like, no, I want people to know that BallinVA, we respect this program. We respect you guys as people, especially these guys who I talk to the most. And just meeting you, I just really appreciate y'all just embracing it, man. And like I said, I wish we had more time. If I didn't have to go to a podcast, I would probably extend it more. But I got you guys, and I promise that. And I just appreciate y'all. We building this base right here, and I just got to figure out which game I'm coming to.
No, man, definitely pull up, man. We, like I said, we want the fans to be there for sure. And we just, the toughest thing about it is, us as coaches, we want to see everything. We want everybody to be there. And when there are 1 or 2 people online that's supportive of Ward loudly, we're happy that somebody doing that, but everybody don't speak for us.
They don't speak for y'all, right?
But we're happy to see 1 or 2 people because everybody else got 30, 40 people vouching for their program. And if somebody dares say anything negative about their program, they have a bunch of people willing to jump online and say that. So I think,
and the Beehive,
Beyonce. So I think,
say something about Beyonce.
So when you got one or two people who's, man, I gotta be the voice for 30 other people because we ain't got 30 voices. It comes off as people. Is that okay? They doing too much? No, that's just. It is what it is. So, but I will tell you this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. This ain't got nothing to do with the rest of the staff. If you're speaking negative on Ward, it ain't nothing. It's nothing you can do to get our attention. We ain't gonna talk to you back. We ain't gonna have no conversation with you. It is what it is when it comes with us, and that's just kind of what we always been. So anybody, whatever you say, no matter how much you say it, no matter how much you speak on it. We don't entertain it. We got other stuff we got to do. And, and the ones who really want me to say something to them, there's nothing you can get me to say to you. Never again. Ever again. You know who you are.
Yes, we know we got to win the games that we already know we supposed to win. We're going to win them shits anyway.
So just understand. And you know why I don't talk to you no more.
Oh, my God.
So leave it alone. All right, leave it be.
And on that note,
trust the process, bro.
Trust the process. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. This was a beautiful thing. We gonna have a part 2 for sure, and we are out.
For sure. Already.
appreciate y'all watching the episode again today, y'all. You know, go over, make sure that y'all check out my man, rickstockel.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.